Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Sam. This is my channel, Sam Soul Art, and this is a video series, a vlog on me pursuing art full-time while taking a sabbatical right now. And this is now week 15, I believe, in my journey. So we're about a little over 3 months, almost hitting 4. And if you want to know why I am taking this sabbatical, what projects I am doing, what's my drive, what's my purpose, check out video 0 where I go in explaining that. But for this video, I'm going to explain what's been going on for the past 2 weeks so far. And it's been like a lot of interesting stuff that's been coming up for me this week. So in this video, I'm going to talk about a couple things, stuff I've been working on, and then reflections, just kind of like wisdom and lessons that I've been learning from this past couple of weeks, and kind of like, where is this going? So just a short snippet of what that's going to look like. The stuff that I'm working on is, one of the things I've been working on was the color comping for my 2D animated short music video. So there's that I've been working on. There's been exploring and sketching around Mega Man inspired art. So I played a lot of Mega Man Legends, and so I'll get into that more later, but it's been a really interesting thread for me to follow here, with kind of like following my creative voice and inner child here. But aside from that, still working on doing color comping for the body paint poster. So I've been trying to do some body paint here in town, and also just had another sewing, stitching, sweater project that I did this week. And I think I did one in a previous video. So those are a couple things that I've done. Aside from that, different reflections that I'll be talking about is just like facing burnout, creative blocks, regretting facing this color stuff, like color comping, and just like fears and doubts of taking this time off, and also experiencing new upsurge and creative energy and exploration, which has been really exciting. And also just reflections on creative engagement with the artist and the audience. So that's some other stuff I'm going to be, talking with as well. So first things first, I was working on my color comping for my 2D animation project, and I have not really done an extensive color composition for an entire animation from front to back before. I've done color composition for an illustration. It's just one picture, but when you have like an entire, animation with many different scenes over several minutes, I can't even believe how people do this over like the course of like a series or stuff that's like hours long. But this was new to me and very challenging. And I was also even trying to do color comping for my body painting poster, but like, just trying to understand the character design, their color comps, and the environment color comps, and like what's the mood, what's the emotional vibe that's going on in the scene, how do I express that through color and make it balanced with everything else, or make it imbalanced on purpose if that's my intention. And so this was very daunting, and so I went ahead on doing some color comping for Olin, my main character, and her cow psychic. And I'd say by the second week here, I just got burned out. Like I think a lot of self-doubt and insecurity about my abilities as an artist was coming through. Just like, gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do this. It was just starting to get pretty frustrating and feeling like an ordeal and a challenge. And even though sometimes when you face a creative block, you can move through resistance, and if it clears up on the other side, it's just like, oh, you move through it. But this one, it just kept feeling a lot of resistance. So with that in regards, it also brought up a lot of doubt. What am I doing with this time off? Is this even worth it? Am I wasting my money? Am I wasting my energy? A lot of cruddy thoughts, so that I had to face that stuff and just kind of, quell my own, inner turbulence there. So that took time and energy. But it kind of worked out because then I ended up pivoting towards just drawing and doodling and sketching, which felt really good, especially drawing Mega Man inspired art. And so this has been an interesting thread to follow because I drew a Mega Man female character, and then I've been drawing some like I don't know. I just love Mega Man Legends and like the design and concept art, and it was strange because I was already wanted to study this stuff, and it was just naturally coming up as like the creative flow for me to kind of like go into and follow. Uh, and so it was like, well, this is already on my to-do list or what I want to do, and it's naturally coming up. So let's follow this. So I was following that this week, drawing these robot chick characters and just having a lot of fun with it. And it was just 3 hours pass in no time. And that's the kind of flow workspace I want to be in. And, you know, it was also scary because I am not doing my main project. I didn't do anything on my main project this second week. It's been a week. I haven't worked on it. It's like, oh gosh, am I wasting my time, my energy? Like, is this going to get done? Is it not going to get done? And I think there were like fears like, what if this just gets dropped? What if I just don't work on it ever again? It just doesn't see the light of day. And so those are fears that I think are still maybe kind of moving around, but I'm just doing my best to trust where this creative flow is taking me and asking me with this Mega Man inspired art stuff. And while doing that, I was sketching outside near some kids, and they were drawing like a Kirby, you know, like Kirby the pink character from Nintendo. And they could have been like 5 or 6, these kids, and it just reminded me of myself at that age where I was actually drawing Kirby. I was drawing lots of Kirbys. I drew Kirby. It really, you know, drawing Kirby in different like powerful versions of himself, you know, because he can eat different things and he's got like a different like aesthetic. You know, he might look like a swordsman or a rock. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, so it was like giving me some reflection on the kind of like how I used to approach creativity in an adulterated space when I was a kid. And that's kind of like what I've been kind of coming back to, at least this week, with drawing this robot character chick here. And I'm just drawing her in so many different iterations and having a lot of fun with it. And I still want to do more with it. And I don't know where it's going. I've got no idea. And so, you know, in regards to like not knowing where things are going creatively, especially when you're following a thread here, is that, and I'm segueing into another reflection here, and it's connected. So it's how the audience, their engagement with your art as an artist, informs a co-creative experience, and how, you know, doing art for the sake of being seen or being noticed or trying to get something from others isn't a great place to do art from. And, you know, when we just do art for the fun of it, sometimes it'll have a certain reaction from our audience. We'll get engagement, whether it looks like likes or comments or shares or conversations. And how when an artist receives these kinds of engagement with their art, it can actually bring fuel and energy to this creative vortex of whatever you're creating. And so, for instance, some artists that I look up to who've had this happen. One, for instance, is Peter Han, and the other one is Ken Sugimori. So Peter Han is an illustrator. He does black and white illustrations, and he was just an artist for a video game company in his earlier days, graduating from Art Center. And then once he started posting this character on, I think, on the internet or Instagram, people started asking questions, enjoying this character. And so then he just drew more and people liked more of it. And then eventually it led to him creating like a book of the character and a Kickstarter, and he got engagement. But it wasn't like he was doing it on purpose. He was just, I want to draw this character, and it seemed to land with the people that were receiving it. And this also goes for Ken Sugimori's story. So Ken Sugimori is the artist for all the Pokemon characters. Not all of them. He designed most of them, especially the original ones. And he still oversees like new Pokemon that are coming out today. But I think he stopped creating them. But he's kind of like the director overseeing it. But when he got into designing the Pokemon for Pokemon Red and Blue, he started with, he just did the Pokemon designs, but he kind of sidelined his dream to be a manga artist. But, versus working on this Pokemon project. And it's interesting how the Pokemon franchise blew up, it's completely, international, worldwide. And his most famous work is Pokemon, but it wasn't really what he desired to really create. It wasn't to him his like magnum opus, right? But it just happened to be a mega thing that was just shared worldwide, right? And so even though he's done his manga stuff now, and he even worked on another game where he did the art from his own directive, which was called Drill Dozer. You might have played it on the Game Boy Advanced. Those weren't as popular as Pokemon. I don't think anything's going to be as popular as Pokemon. I think Pokemon has got like a complete monopoly. But, it was the things he wanted to create didn't make as much of a splash as his creatures from Pokemon. But it was kind of like the things that we create aren't always, or want to create, aren't always going to be met by the audience. Maybe we're putting it in front of the wrong audience. Maybe we have to find our niche and what we're creating, where it has a place to live and breathe and have a relationship with others. So I've been reflecting on that, and I guess like, so it's just kind of like, going with the flow, following these threads, and kind of seeing what is really catching with people, with the audience. Like, are these videos catching or resonating with anyone out there? I don't know. But it's just like, just because you put something out there and it doesn't resonate doesn't mean don't stop putting it out there. Because I've been putting these videos out here for 3 months, and it just seems like the last month I got a little bit of engagement. It was like a drop in the bucket, but still, But speaking of engagement, the body painting stuff that I've been wanting to do, that got just a little bit of engagement, but enough for me to learn my lesson to go back into the dance scene with the body painting kit, to just like offer body painting to others in a way where I'll be more prepared next time. So we'll see how that continues in regards to engagement. But it seems like most people weren't interested in getting their or their body painted. Sorry. But I had one person who was pretty stoked, and they were 100% yeah about it. So just need to find more of those 100% yeah people, and I know they're out there. So yeah, we're going to continue rolling with that. And I guess like in regards to other things that I'm working on, I did more sewing and stitching. So I'll just get up here and show you what I did to this sweater of mine. So I did some patchwork, just using like a Japanese fabric pattern, and that has like clouds on it. So I don't know. I think this is like a little bit of it's a sweater, but it's got like, I don't know, it's inspired by like kimono stuff. And anyways, just been working on these things every now and then, and they're just fun for me. And I was like, man, this looks pretty good. Maybe I could make something and sell something, but I don't know if I want to be do something like that. But it's fun to explore. So I think that's my update. This has been probably a longer video than usual. I would say the last thing that I did do, and this was an issue that I was having this past week, and something that I decided to change, was quitting Overwatch, the video game, and League of Legends, just installing it from my computer once again, because I don't know what your experience is with these high octane multiplayer online video games, but like, I love them sometimes, but like, they can get addicting. They can kind of switch into flip into a vice really quickly if I'm not careful, and they just start taking time and energy from me, and it just doesn't feel good. So I'm quitting it. Maybe I'll try playing some single player games. If anyone has any recommendations for chill single player game, I might play some Mega Man, maybe some Mega Man Legends. I never beat Mega Man Legends 2, so I'm hoping to get back into that and complete that by the end of this sabbatical. But other than that, this is my week for now, for whatever's been transpiring. I think for next week and two, I am just going to let the color comping for the main project lie down for now. It's scary for me, but I'm just going to let it percolate and just see what happens, hand it over to the higher power, and see what goes on with that. I'm going to continue drawing Mega Man characters. That just seems really fun. And maybe getting into clothing, drawing clothes and drawing folds and stuff. So yeah, that sounds really interesting. And continue the body painting. So I'll share an update here. And yeah, I think this is my update for now, and I'm out.